Welcome to Area and Perimeter with Mr. Stanbro. I'm going to teach you how to find the area and the perimeter of a basic rectangle. First, you need to know that the area can be defined as the space within the polygon, all the space up in the middle. The perimeter, on the other hand, is the total distance around the polygon. So if we travel all the way around the shape, what's that? That's perimeter. Area is the amount of space inside the rectangle. Let's learn how to find both of those. So what's the perimeter of this room? This room is 11 feet by 17 feet. Remember that I told you the perimeter is the total distance around the polygon. So what I'm going to do is, once I've seen that this is 11 feet and this is 17 feet, because it's a parallelogram and a rectangle, I know that this side is 11 feet and this side is 17 feet, because the sides opposite are the same length. Now, all I need to do is add that up. 11 plus 17 plus 11 plus 17, right there. So if I do that, 11 plus 17, what I can do now is multiply that by 2, because essentially I'm doubling it. Or if you prefer, you can add all four numbers up, either way. But I get 56 feet. So the perimeter of this room is 56 feet. What is the area of this room? This one's a little bit different. This involves multiplication. What I'm trying to find out is how much space is inside this rectangle or this room. All I need to do is know length times height, which is 11 feet, or 17 feet would be the length, height 11 feet. So 17 times 11, or 11 times 17. And if I do that, I get 187. Now, if that didn't make sense, let me break it down for you a little bit easier with a very, very basic example. Look here. All we're doing for area is adding the square units inside. So if this rectangle, pretend these lines right in here are not here for a moment, just look at the perimeter of this rectangle. Basically, all I'm saying is this unit is 4 units wide by 2 units high. Now, if I were to break this down into square units, I would notice that there's 8. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A simple way to find that is just multiply this 4 by this 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. So it's essentially a faster way of, instead of counting up blocks all the time, this is just a faster way. 17 times 11. I could go and break this into 17 parts and this by 11 parts and add it all up, and I'd get 187. That'd take a long time. So a faster way to do it is just to multiply 17 times 11. So you might be asking, well, why do I need to know this? Well, here's a basic example. What if you wanted to buy carpeting for this room, and then you wanted to cover the molding? If you don't know, the molding is like, usually it's the little white trim around the bottom of the room, around the walls, that keep the carpeting down. So if I wanted to buy carpeting, I would need to know the surface area of my room. And if I wanted to buy molding, I would need to know the perimeter of the room. So now that you know that the area is 187 feet squared and the perimeter is 56 feet, you can use that information to find out how much it would cost you to get carpeting and molding in this room. Again, carpeting, you're going to want to cover the surface area of the room. So right here it says I want to buy carpeting for the room. It costs $1.99 per square foot. How much will it cost me? I have 187 square feet. And the reason we call it square feet, once again, is I have a square unit here. Pretend they were feet. It would be 1 square foot here, 1 square foot here, and a total of 8 square feet. So that's why I say you use the term squared. So all I need to do is take $1.99 and multiply that by each square foot, which I have 187 square feet. So 187 times $1.99 equals $372.13. That's how much it would cost to carpet that room with that price. If I wanted to surround the room with molding, and I'm going to ignore the door for a second, which that's a little door if you were wondering. Ignore that door and just buy enough molding to go around the entire perimeter. It wouldn't hurt to have a little extra. So I need to know my perimeter, which is 56 feet. Now this is not square feet because we're only going around the perimeter. We're not involving the squares in the middle this time, so it's just 56 feet. I can take my 56 feet and multiply that by $1.50 because it says right here that molding 50 per square foot. So I take $1.50 and I multiply that by 56. I would get $84. So it would cost $84 to buy molding for this room. So that's some examples of why you might need to use area and perimeter. I have another video that is on polygons that have irregular shapes, like that one. How would you find it in the square feet? I'm sorry, the area and the perimeter of a room that has this little part missing. So check out my next video for that. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.